You call my name like a half-lit room, like you knew I'd stay a little longer. Phone face down, but I felt that move, like a quiet wave under the water. We don't make promises, we don't draw lines, but every little pause feels louder after midnight. I'm your soft receiver, picking up the low sound. Every word is thinner, but it keeps me around. You don't have to need me, you don't have to say it now. I'm your soft receiver, I still hear you somehow. Coffee gone cold on the window side, street light gold in the condensation. You talk slow and I let it ride, like we got time without a destination. No, we don't call it real, no, we don't shut the door. But every time you leave a little more. I'm your soft receiver, picking up the low sound. Every word is thinner, but it keeps me around. You don't have to need me, you don't have to say it now. I'm your soft receiver, I still hear you somehow. If this is all it is, why does it stay so long? Why does the room change shape every time you're gone? I'm your soft receiver, holding all the small signs. You come through the silence like a late night skyline. You don't have to love me, I can live inside the doubt. I'm your soft receiver, and I still hear you now. Open window weather, curtains breathing in the dark. Your voice in the speaker, like a match without a spark. Not enough to burn me, just enough to leave a mark. I keep hearing your laugh in the edges of my apartment. You say, tell me where you are, I say, nowhere you can see. But the truth is in the air, hanging over everything. This is open window weather. You come in and don't stay long. You don't ask for forever, you just settle in this song. And my room gets a little lighter, even when the lights are low. This is open window weather. I should close it, but I don't. Midnight on the table, half a book and melted ice. I replay the little things, like your low voice saying nice. Nothing here is certain, that's the part that pulls me in. You don't give me answers, you just let the night begin. You say, tell me where you are, I say, somewhere in between. And the city in my skin feels quieter than it seems. This is open window weather. You come in and don't stay long. You don't ask for forever, you just settle in this song. And my room gets a little lighter, even when the lights are low. This is open window weather. I should close it, but I don't. Maybe I like the rhythm soft, unfinished thing. Maybe I like your name more when nobody's saying it. This is open window weather. You move through and leave me warm. Not enough to call it over, not enough to call it gone. So I leave the curtain shifting, let the after feeling blow. This is open window weather. I should close it, but I won't.
You always say my name like there's somebody else around. Like if the room gets too quiet, you let the truth fall out. I know that look by now, half want and half invite. You keep your words dressed down, but your eyes don't lie. If it's nothing, why you leaning slow? Why you hold the silence like you don't wanna let it go? Say it lower, like the dark and keep it safe. Say it lower, like you're scared of what it makes. We don't need the whole world in it. We don't need a better phrase. Just say it lower and let it stay. We got used to edges, to the almost in the near, to talking in small circles like we never ended here. You laugh and fix your sleeve, I watch you lose your place. Every little quiet writes itself across your face. If it's over, why you still come close? Why you speak in fragments like you're hiding what you know? Say it lower, like the dark can keep it safe. Say it lower, like you're scared of what it makes. We don't need the whole world in it. We don't need a better phrase. Just say it lower and let it stay. I don't need the headline, I don't need the proof. I can hear the truth in what you don't do. Say it lower, till it sounds like second skin. Say it lower, till the room lets us give in. We don't need to call it anything. We don't need to make it plain. Just say it lower and let it stay.
Blue light on my blanket, 3 words in the typing field. You left me in the middle of a thing I didn't wanna feel. No, it's not a heartbreak, it's too small for that name. Just a quiet little bruise that keeps changing shape. I tell myself, don't look, then I look again. Funny how a silence can pretend to be a friend. Stayed on red, but you stayed in my head like a sentence cut short by the glow of a screen. Stayed on red, but the room still bends every time your name comes back to me. Morning came too gentle, I still had your last line saved. Like maybe if I read it different, you would've meant to stay. I know how this goes, no one owes a thing, but the little unfinished moments always have the sharpest sting. I tell myself move on, then I slow right down. Funny how one quiet thing can fill the whole house. Stayed on red, but you stayed in my head, like a sentence cut short by the glow of the screen. Stayed on red, the room still bends every time your name comes back to me. Maybe it was nothing, maybe that's the ache. Something barely started, still knows how to stay. Stayed on red, but I wear it instead, like the softest kind of hurt no one ever sees. Stayed on red, and it's almost unfair how a vanished reply can linger with me.
Northbound, 1 a.m. Street signs melt in the windshield. Got your voice in the back of my head, still saying things I didn't let feel. Hands at 10 and 2, heart somewhere off route. Funny how an empty road can pull the whole truth out. I thought distance would erase it, but distance gave it room. Now every red light looks like a place I left too soon. Northbound, 1 a.m. Still carrying your shape in the curve of every turn, and the songs the stations play. I don't call, I don't stop, I just drive it through again. Northbound, 1 a.m. with your ghost riding in. Dashboard glow is honest, it makes everything look tired, like the version of me with you never really got retired. No crash, no final scene, just a slow dissolving time. But the almost hurt the longest when they're left undefined. I thought moving would outrun it, but the miles made it clear. Some people leave the room and still remain right here. Northbound, 1 a.m. Still carrying your shape in the curve of every turn, in the songs the stations play. I don't call, I don't stop, I just drive it through again. Northbound, 1 a.m. with your ghost riding in. If I miss the exit, maybe that's alright. I've been learning how to lose you, one freeway at a time. Northbound, 1 a.m. Now the sky is getting thin, still carrying your shade, but it doesn't pull like then. I don't call, I don't stop, I just breathe. Cracked again.
Yeah. You and me under no label lights, talking clean like we never crossed lines, but your shoulder stays touching mine, like your body already chose lose aside. We make jokes, we pass the time. We let easy words do all the work. Still the air between your mouth and mine feels louder than it should. You don't ask for more, oh, oh, oh. I don't ask for less, but something in this room won't let us call it rest. Under no label lights, everything feels true. Nothing has a name, still it points to you. Under no label lights, we don't need a sign, but every little second keeps changing my mind. You leave first, I count to 10, like distance might undo the pull. Then your text comes through at 2:10, soft enough to keep me full. Not a promise, not a plan, not enough to hold too tight, but enough to make the quiet turn electric every night. You don't ask for more, I don't ask for less, but something in your pause feels too close to guess. Under no label lights, everything feels true. Nothing has a name, still it points to you. Under no label lights, we don't need a sign, but every little second keeps changing my mind. Maybe we both like what we don't define. A little bit of risk, a little borrowed time. Under no label lights, you don't have to choose. Still I feel your warmth every time you move. Under no label lights, maybe that's enough, till the dark says more than neither one of us.
Halfway home and I turn the song down. Needed space for your name in the car. City lines moving soft in the glass now. You still feel closer than you are. I said I'm fine when you asked me. That was easier than being real. Some things stay low in the bloodstream, even after they stop being still. I keep one hand on the wheel, one thought where you were. Funny how the quiet can make a memory blur. Halfway home and you're all over the night, in the empty passenger side, in the red of every light. Halfway home, I can almost let it go. Then a song, then a scent in the dark brings you back. Halfway home. No, we never burned bright, we just stayed warm too long. That kind of ending is harder, it keeps sounding like a song. You're left without wreckage, just a low unfinished ache. And somehow that gentleness was the hardest thing to shake. I keep one hand on the wheel, one breath in the cold, trying not to turn around for a thing already gone. Halfway home and you're all over the night, in the empty passenger side, in the red of every light. Halfway home, I can almost let it go. Then a song, then a scent in the dark brings you back. Halfway home. Maybe healing isn't loud, maybe it comes this way.
I heard your steps in the hallway echo, even though you never came. Funny how an empty corridor still knows the shape of your name. I kept the lamp on low tonight, like maybe a light could blur the truth. But every wall in this apartment still keeps a trace of you. Nothing moved, still I turned around. Some memories learn how to make their own sound. Hallway echo, you come back soft, like a door left open, like a thought cut off. Hallway echo, I don't call you close, but you live in the silence more than anyone knows. Your jacket isn't here anymore, your cup is gone from the sink. Still I make room in little ways. Before I even think, I tell myself it's just the night, just tired eyes and thinning air. But every little quiet minute feels like you were there. Nothing changed, still I lose my breath. Some unfinished things, don't know how to rest. Hallway echo, you come back soft, like a door left open, like a thought cut off. Hallway echo, I don't call you close, but you live in the silence more than anyone knows. Maybe I don't miss your hands, maybe I miss the space they made. Maybe absence has a voice and it only comes this late. Hallway echo, now I let it fade. A little less each evening, a little less retained. Hallway echo, you don't shake me like before, but you still pass through the quiet when the home goes still.
Your message hit like velvet text, soft on the screen, hard on my chest. Just you up with a little delay, like you knew I fold either way. No punctuation, no extra sign, still I read it like a whole skyline. Funny how 3 letters can move everything I locked up in one room. I should leave it there, I should let it cool, but your quiet kind of asking always makes me lose. Velvet text, you know what it does, how it slips through the dark and unsettles my blood. Velvet text, simple as can be, but it lands like your hands used to land on me. I typed the line and erased it twice, tried to sound calm, tried to sound light. You make distance feel paper thin, like one small reply could pull me in. No, we never made it official, maybe that's why it stays so difficult. Nothing clear enough to call a lie, nothing gone enough to really die. I should leave it there, sleep it off. But you know that little hour when my guard gets soft. Velvet text, oh, you know what it does. How it slips through the dark and unsettles my blood. Oh, velvet text, simple as can be, but it lands like your hands used to land on me. Maybe it's not love, maybe it's the ghost of ease, the way you still know how to get through me. I don't answer fast, but I'm already there by the time you ask. Velvet text, softest kind of ache, just a low-lit line that I never really shake.
Slow neon on the avenue, spilling pink over black car doors. You up beside me saying nothing new, still I wanted to hear more. We let the whole night stay half lit, never pushing where it might go wrong. Some connections don't need volume, they just need a song. You kept your hands in your pockets, I kept my heart in the cage, but the city made us softer and we stayed in the slow neon. Everything gets kind, a little out of focus, a little more like mine. In the slow neon, you don't have to choose, we can stay this color till the night turns blue. Taxi lights and passing smoke, a laugh from somewhere down the block. I watched your profile in the glow and felt the whole world slow its clock. No one said the dangerous part, no one in the pool out loud, but sometimes quiet chemistry is louder than a crowd. You kept your hands in your pockets, I kept my breath inside, still the dark around us moved like tide. In the slow neon, everything gets kind, a little out of focus, a little more like mine. In the slow neon, you don't have to choose, we can stay this color till the night turns blue. Maybe we were never meant for daylight honesty. Maybe some hearts speak best in soft electricity. In the slow neon, I still feel you near, like a glow left on my skin after you disappear. In the slow neon, nothing had to prove, still I carry that color every time I move.
Tuesday at 2 and the city got quiet, like even the traffic was done pretending. Your name lit up and I stared at the screen like I didn't know where that road was ending. You said you would wait, I said yeah for now, like that wasn't always true. You never say much, but you always say enough to pull me back to you. No plans, no claim, just your low voice in the dark. But somehow every little word knows exactly where to start. Tuesday at 2, you're bad for my sleep, good for the space I don't let anyone keep. Tuesday at 2, ooh, you slip through the room like smoke, like rain, like a song I can't lose. I walked to the sink, took a drink, looked out at the orange lights under thin gray clouds. Funny how an ordinary hour can turn holy when you're around. Not in the flesh, not in my hands, still you change the whole air. You never asked for all of me, but you leave me halfway there. No plans, no claims, just that same familiar tone. And somehow I feel less alone when you're not really my own. Tuesday at 2, you're bad for my sleep, good for the space I don't let anyone keep. Tuesday at 2, you slip through the room like smoke, like rain, like a song I can't lose. Ooh, maybe I should close the line, maybe I should cut it clean. But loneliness is softer edges when it sounds like you to me. Tuesday at 2, I already knew. Before I picked up, I'd fall back through. Oh, Tuesday at 2, no cure, no proof, just your small hello and the dark turning blue.
We sat too long with the ice gone thin, talking in circles again and again. You stirred the glass like you had time to kill, like maybe stillness was a kind of thrill. I watched your mouth shape easy lies, nothing cruel, nothing designed, just the kind people tell when the truth feels too alive. You smiled slow, I looked away. That was the whole night in one small frame. Thin iced tea melting in my hand, you and me never saying what we can. Thin iced tea, sweet and going weak, still somehow enough to keep me here with you. The fan above us hummed so low, like it was in a what we wouldn't show. No one touched, no one ran, still the room felt close as skin. Maybe I like the danger light of a thing that stayed unsaid. Maybe I like the way your name made the quiet feel less dead. You smiled slow, I lost my place. That was the whole night on your face. Thin iced tea melting in my hand, you and me never saying what we can. Thin iced tea, sweet and going with you. By the time the glass went clear, so did what I tried to hide. It wasn't love, not yet, not then, but it had that kind of light. Thin iced tea, last cold little trace. You and me, still suspended in the taste. Thin iced tea, gone before too long. Still the afterfeel keeps hanging in the song.
Yeah. Same corner booth, same amber light, same menu folded at the side. You came in late with your hair still damp from a city that never dries. You smiled like nothing heavy lived behind the calm you always wore. But I know the shape of your quiet, I've seen it before. We order slow, we let the time spill, like staying longer could fix what it will. At the corner booth, we almost tell the truth, but the music's low and the night feels smooth. At the corner booth, you're leaning just enough to make me think that almost might be love. You asked me how I've been these days, I gave you something light and clean. You nodded like you heard the part I didn't put between. Your fingers tapped against the glass, mine traced circles in the wood. No one moved too far ahead, no one ever would. We order slow, we let the room breathe, like names for feelings are the first thing we don't need. At the corner booth, we almost tell the truth, but the music's low and the night feels smooth. At the corner booth, you're leaning just enough to make me think that almost might be love. Maybe this is why I come, not for closure, not for proof, just to feel the way you look at me across that little booth. At the corner booth, we still leave it loose, but your shadow on the table tells me more than you. At the corner booth, the night keeps covering up what we never say, and almost keeps enough.
%5 left on my phone, and somehow you're the only light. Sitting in the dark by my bed, watching you type in bubble rise. You disappear, come back again, like you always know the perfect time to make one half-finished sentence feel like a whole night. I should charge this, I should sleep instead, but your little maybe keeps me fully awake. not dramatic, it's smaller than a storm, just the kind of longing that keeps a room warm. You sent one hate and the air shifts shape. Funny how a tiny word can make a whole body wait. I should close this, I should let it end, but your almost presence feels too close to miss. Low battery heart, still beating for you. Even when the screen goes dim, I know what you'll do. Low battery heart, running on a trace. Still I let your name light up my face. Maybe what we are was never meant to last, but some small connections have the longest aftercast. Low battery heart, almost out of blue, still it saves a little glow every time for you. Low battery heart, I know I should part, but I keep you plugged into my low battery heart.
You leaned on the door in the parking lot blue, talking like the night had nowhere to go. I kept my hands warm in the sleeves of my coat, trying to play cool in the cold yellow glow. You looked away and looked back twice. That kind of silence always has a price. In the parking lot blue, I was almost honest, almost touched the truth, but the moment wanted something softer than a name, something slower than a move. So I stood there with you in the parking lot blue. The city was far like a low TV. Cars cut lines through the darkened past. You said we good like a small mercy, like saying it light wouldn't make it last. No promises, no sudden heat, just your shadow falling next to me. In the parking lot blue, I was almost honest, almost touched the truth, but the moment wanted something softer than a name, something slower than a move. So I stood there with you in the parking lot blue. Maybe I liked it there, halfway in, halfway out, when nothing had to break, 'cause nothing was spoken out loud. In the parking lot blue, you were close enough to ruin, close enough to soothe. I still feel that color when the night gets hard to move. Yeah, I stood there with you in the parking lot blue.
You're almost a memory. mean? Still caught in the fabric somewhere between what was and what it seemed. I can say your name out loud and not feel the whole room bend. But there are nights when it comes back like it never left my skin. It's softer now, less sharp, less blue, but some old warmth still moves with you. Almost a memory, almost out of me, almost just a song that used to ruin sleep. Almost a memory, almost letting go, but every now and then I still feel the glow. No, I don't keep your messages, no pictures under hidden files, but my body has its own archive and opens it once in a while. I smell a train, a rainy street, a certain kind of silver light, and suddenly the air around me knows you for a night. It's softer now, less ache, more hue, but traces don't need permission to move back through. Almost a memory, almost out of me, almost just a song that used to ruin sleep. Almost a memory, almost letting go, but every now and then I still feel the glow. Maybe forgetting isn't real, maybe it just changes shape. Maybe love leaves quietly, but never leaves no trace. Almost a memory, now I let it be. Not a wound, not a home, just a part of me. Almost a memory, almost turned to gold, just enough of you to warm me when it's cold.
Pale gold morning through the blinds, caught the room before I did. I woke up lighter than last week, like the dark finally loosened its grip. Still your name has a small weight, still your memory moves slow, but it doesn't fill the whole place the way it used to own. Healing isn't thunder, it's quieter than that. It's coffee, light and breathing without looking back. Pale gold morning coming through the shade, touching all the corners where the old hurt stayed. Pale gold morning, you don't ask for much, just a little room to show me I can lose and still wake up. I thought I'd carry every trace like a permanent design, but even deep impressions fade a little over time. I still think of that late hour when we almost had a life, but almost doesn't cut as deep. When the day was there, just not letting it win. Pale gold morning, I can finally trust that the night can leave, and I will still get up.
Leave the TV on just to make the room feel less exact. Late night voices in the background keep me from hearing what I lack. I folded up the blanket twice, then put it where you used to sit. It's funny what the body keeps long after the mind quits. No big scene, no broken frame, just little ordinary things still whisper in your name. Leave the TV on, leave a little noise. I don't need a fix, I just need another voice. Leave the TV on till the dark gets soft, till I stop expecting you to call me at all. The host is laughing at a joke I barely hear, but let it run, because silence gets too accurate when the whole day is done. You didn't leave a tragedy, you left a low uneven ache, and somehow those are harder than clean breaks. No big scene, no slam door, just your shape. Not living here anymore. Leave the TV on, leave a little noise. I don't need a fix, I just need another voice. Leave the TV on till the dark gets soft, till I stop expecting you to call me at all. Maybe healing sounds like this: cheap dialogue and midnight blue. Anything but my own thoughts circling back to you. Leave the TV on, I can rest like that, with the room half full and the past held back. Leave the TV on till the dawn comes through, till your name gets smaller and the light in the room.
You move like a quiet rush, like no one else can see it. On the outside, we both stay calm, but the air changes when you breathe in. It's never the obvious part, never fireworks in the sky. It's the way your shoulder turns to me, a half second every time. We don't cross the line, we just wear it thin, and every little almost ask me simple things like what I'm on, where I've been. But underneath each easy word, there's a place you always get in. No, I don't call it fate, and I don't think it's wise, but wisdom gets a little weak when you're this close at night. We don't cross the line, we just let it go. And every little second makes it harder not to know. Quiet rush, you don't make a scene, still I feel you everywhere. In between, the in-between. Quiet rush, low and dangerous, like the softest kind of wave. I don't know how to stop. Maybe it's the gentlest things that undo me the most. Never loud enough to fear, always near enough to hold. Quiet rush, still you leave your trace on the dark, on the glass, on my half-awake face. Quiet rush, I don't fight it much. You've got that kind of pull that never needs to rush. The street is quieter now, but summer is still here. Heat remains along the sidewalk even after light is gone. Open doors and distant voices fold into the room as one. Nothing sharp inside the evening, nothing pulling at my sleeve. Only air that still remembers all the warmth the day could leave. I can let the hours settle, I can let the silence stay. Some of the best things are quiet at the end of a summer day. If the night is ending, let it end this way, with a little warm air still inside the place. Nothing more is needed, nothing more to prove. This is how the summer leaves us off the truth. Faded light on empty glasses, low fan turning near the door. Plants beside the window, breathing shadow shapes across the floor. Far away, the city keeps on moving through its own slow tide. But in here the time is lighter, and the rest can pass us by. I do not need a final answer, I do not need a bigger sound. There is enough in how this moment gently comes to settle down. If the night is ending, let it end this way, with a little warm air still inside the place. Nothing more is needed, nothing more to prove. This is how the summer leaves us off the truth. No cold edge around me, no darkness pressing through. Only the last warm traces of a day that stayed true. If the night is ending, leaves a softer truth. The street is quieter now, but summer is still here.